There's a powder sitting on a shelf at your hardware store. It costs $3 and it ends humidity completely forever. No electricity required, no machine, no filter, no monthly bill. It does not control moisture. It converts it into solid matter. Builders have packed it into foundations for over a full century. The chemistry is not secret at all. The science is not complex. Military engineers used it in bunker walls during both world wars. Victorian builders used it in 1850 tunnels of stone. Those same tunnels are completely dry and standing solid today. And yet, 60% of American homes have a humidity problem. Not because the solution does not exist, because it was hidden, because a $15 billion industry needs you to stay blind. Welcome to Forbidden House Vault, where we open what they locked. If you're not subscribed yet, please hit subscribe and the bell. This is where we dig up everything the industry buried from view. Your basement smells like rot every single season of the year. Your walls carry dark stains that always come back after the rain. You bought a $300 dehumidifier sometime last year. It runs every single night, and your electricity bill has gone up. You scrubbed the mold twice this past year. It returned both times. You bought dehumidifier salt crystals in bulk from a big box store. You replaced them every week because they filled within 3 days. At some point, you stopped counting what you had spent on this. The mold came back anyway 3 months after you cleaned it out. You called a contractor who then quoted you $4,000. You paid it. The moisture came back within about 2 years anyway. This is not a maintenance problem. This is a pure business model. The waterproofing industry in America generates $12 billion. Dehumidifier manufacturers add another $3 billion on top of that. Every single dollar of that revenue depends entirely on one thing. You continuing to believe that no permanent solution exists at all. Before we go deeper, I collected everything the industry buried. All of it lives inside the complete Forbidden House vault today. DIY methods that cost cents and replace equipment worth hundreds. Building science techniques that need absolutely zero electricity. Humidity solutions contractors in 12 states cannot recommend. Mold prevention methods used in government buildings for decades. Over 10 guides in one place. Straight to the point. No fluff. The link is in the description or scan the code on your screen. But stay here right now. The vault is just beginning to open. The year is 1834. A chemist makes a discovery. His name is Edward Dobson, and he is working just outside London. He is trying to solve a problem that has destroyed walls for ages. Underground moisture, the silent enemy of stone and brick alike. He is a Quaker chemist working with no fortune and no funding. He works with materials builders have used for 2,000 years. Lime has been mixed into mortar since the Romans built their roads. Dobson is the first to document what lime does to airborne moisture. His finding is straightforward, and it has been buried ever since. Calcium hydroxide reacts chemically with moisture in the air. It does not absorb water the way a sponge or any filter would. It consumes moisture. It binds water molecules into solid rock. The reaction is called carbonation, and it cannot be reversed. The byproduct is calcium carbonate. Common limestone, permanent. Once converted, that moisture cannot return. The reaction is done. Dobson's study was applied immediately by Victorian-era engineers. They packed hydrated lime into the walls of railway tunnels built. Railway workers reported that lime-lined sections stayed bone dry. The untreated sections showed constant seepage and mineral deposits into canal locks and bridge foundations touching groundwater daily. The pattern repeated in every tunnel project using the lime method. The tunnels they built in 1850 are completely dry today. 170 years of zero maintenance, zero electricity. By 1910, every major American construction firm knew this. It appeared in foundation specs for hospitals and military bases. The War Department used hydrated lime in bunker walls in both wars. Not because it was experimental, because it was the best option. The Building Science Corporation published a study confirming this. Passive desiccants outperform mechanical dehumidifiers in closed air. The study ran 90 days measuring moisture in 2 identical rooms. The room with hydrated lime showed 43% less humidity. Not marginally better, 43% lower in the same space. The study compared operating costs over a full calendar year of use. The dehumidifier consumed 900 watts every single day. The hydrated lime consumed 0 watts. It needed no power at all. Running a dehumidifier costs roughly $40 every month. 3 bags of hydrated lime cost $9 for the full year. Even at 60% efficiency, the lime saves hundreds annually. The hydrated lime costs $3.80 to install. The dehumidifier costs $280 to purchase, plus 900 watts of electricity consumed every single day. The EPA confirmed that 60% of American homes have moisture. 60%. That is roughly 80 million households nationwide. 80 million wet basements and crawl spaces across this country. 80 million customers for contractors charging thousands per job. The EPA study surveyed over 4,000 homes across 8 states. 60% showed active moisture damage below the foundation. The damage was not cosmetic. It was structural in half the cases. Wood rot, rust on rebar, crumbling concrete below the coating. The contractor fix treats the symptom and never touches the cause. The cause is vapor pressure pushing moisture through porous walls. Hydrated lime placed inside eliminates vapor before it reaches walls. No pressure, no intrusion. The moisture is consumed before migrating. This is the same principle Victorian engineers applied long ago. It is the same principle the Army Corps of Engineers uses today. The science never changed, only the marketing was rearranged. Here is the number that should make every homeowner truly angry. Against $480 in electricity for a machine. The numbers are not even close, so why does no one know this yet? Here is where this story becomes deeply uncomfortable to hear. Hydrated lime is classified in America as a construction material, not a consumer product. That classification is not accidental. Consumer products get marketed and placed on shelves with labels. Construction materials go to contractors and stay behind the counter. They stay invisible to the homeowner about to spend $5,000. You will not find hydrated lime in the waterproofing aisle at all. You will not find it next to the dehumidifiers or the mold sprays. You have to walk to the masonry section and ask someone at the back. That placement is not random. It was decided by a committee. The International Code Council writes residential building codes. It operates in all 50 states, and it is a private nonprofit body. Its voting members include the Portland Cement Association Board. The American Chemistry Council sits on that same voting board too. USG Corporation holds a seat. CertainTeed holds a seat there too. Both companies sell waterproofing systems worth hundreds of millions. The National Association of Home Builders holds a vote there too. These groups have direct financial interest in the approved list. Both have direct interest in what the approved list contains, and in what gets classified as professional use only by the code. It determines what gets specified in building permits and codes. If you're still here, you know more than most homeowners ever will. Subscribe and share with someone who paid thousands for this fix. Every share preserves what this industry spent decades burying. The link is in the description, or scan the code on your screen. Stay with me now. The next vault is the heaviest one in the series. In at least 12 states, waterproofing contractors sign agreements. These agreements prohibit recommending any DIY alternative to clients. The stated reason is liability protection for the contractor. The real reason is revenue, and that is the only honest word for it. A contractor who recommends $3 lime skips the $5,000. A trade association that permits that loses its entire revenue base. The clause is called a scope of service recommendation restriction. The Waterproofing Contractors Association has 3,000 members. It is buried on page 14 of a standard membership contract. Most homeowners never see it. Most contractors never question it. Its conduct code discourages solutions outside of its service scope. This is documented association policy, and it is perfectly legal. And it costs American homeowners billions of dollars every year. Here is exactly what you need to do to solve this problem today. Go to any hardware store and ask for hydrated lime by that name, also called calcium hydroxide or Mason's lime at the trade counter. It is sold in 25-pound bags for $3 to $5. Do not buy agricultural lime. Do not buy quicklime. Read the bag. Hydrated lime only. The bags will say calcium hydroxide clearly. Take a wide, shallow container like a disposable aluminum tray. Fill it with hydrated lime to a depth of about 2 inches deep. Place it in the problem space, basement, crawl space, or closet. Leave it open and uncovered. The lime needs direct contact with air. Leave it alone. The chemistry works without any intervention at all. The surface will begin to show a white crust forming within 2 weeks. That crust is the early stage of carbonation beginning to take hold. Check it every 4 to 6 weeks and look for a hardened solid block. When it hardens, the reaction is complete and the moisture is gone. That solid block is calcium carbonate, limestone. Throw it outside. Replace with fresh lime. The cost per cycle is under $3. For severe humidity, use 1 tray for every 100 square feet. For dry space maintenance, 1 tray covers 300 square feet. Always place trays near the moisture source and at floor level. Moisture is heaviest at ground level. Do not ever elevate the tray. A homeowner in Portland documented her results over 8 full months. Her basement had shown 70 to 80% humidity for years. She had spent over $2,000 on waterproofing services. She placed 4 trays of lime across her 1,200-foot basement. After 60 days, the humidity dropped to 51% measured, below the threshold for mold growth. She kept measuring each month. Her contractor had told her the problem required full excavation. The excavation quote had been $6,200. She spent $11 instead and achieved a better result. After 4 months, the humidity held steady at 47%. Her total cost for 8 months of treatment was $11. This knowledge did not disappear from the world at any point. It was never lost. It was reclassified away from you on purpose, moved from the consumer aisle to the contractor supply room shelf, replaced with a service call that costs thousands every few years. That move is worth $15 billion a year to the industry. It costs you $300 in equipment and $40 per month in power. and a basement that never quite stops smelling like a wet rot. The same lime that built Roman aqueducts cannot find a consumer label. The same compound in military bunkers has no shelf space in stores. Putting it next to dehumidifiers ends a $3 billion market. Putting it next to mold spray ends a $12 billion market. The chemistry did not change. The classification did. That was enough. The powder is still on the shelf. It has always been on the shelf. The only thing that changed is who they decided to tell about it. Hydrated lime absorbs humidity. Carbonation locks it away forever. That $3 bag holds a process older than any machine built. It does not need a warranty. It does not need a service contract. If this vault opened something in you, subscribe and share it now. Every share puts this knowledge in hands where it actually belongs. The link is in the description or scan the code on your screen. The next vault opens soon, and what is inside is even heavier.